The true overall goal of my content is not necessarily to teach anything. There's enough teachers on YouTube who are, you know, their expertise, their knowledge, whatever they're packaging. For me, what content truly is about is it's a revealing process. It's like a process of exploration of my perspective while allowing people to tap in, to view that process. Because I find it's actually quite therapeutic and it's pretty fun to do this. Just kind of share my points and, whatever it ends up turning into, it turns into. The fact that these are 10-minute long videos, there's no edits. I'm not doing anything fancy or special with it. In fact, I actually turned on this aperture effect because I think that does add a level of, I don't know, I just like it. It's cool. But it's just, I always appreciate when someone can make a video and it's authentic, meaning there's no need to cut it up, to edit it, post edit, any of that type of stuff. They're not reading from a script. It's just like, damn, that's who they are. That's this person. I think that's pretty, I find that interesting, and I'm pretty entertained by that. I like to hear people's experiences or view. They don't have to be right. I could disagree with them, but it's fascinating to listen to another person kind of, speak their truth and just have a conversation. And it was really difficult for me to do this at first. Years ago, I first started to make content like this. I never intended it to remain as uncut as like what I'm like so proud of it now. Like I love the uncut version, but I figured it was just a good way to practice it. And when I got good at it, then I can start doing more edits and, doing all the fancy stuff. But as I continue to practice this form, I enjoy doing it. I enjoy the way it looks. And who cares if it doesn't get a lot of views or attention? It doesn't get into the algorithm. It's what I enjoy doing. And if there are people out there that enjoy what I enjoy, even better. And I'd really love to invite people to do the same, because this is a big thing that I've been talking about in my past videos. That's I think the future of especially the internet, but just the world in general. We're moving towards a digital economy, and the more of a digital footprint you can make online through content and online businesses, offers like products and services, coaching, whatever, communities, I think that's a massive leverage point in terms of influence, in terms of income, networking, and really the most important part is the progression of you, the person that's actually making the content. Ever since I've really started doing this, I've seen my self-image improve vastly. Like the image that I have of myself has improved so much because there's no hiding behind making a video like this. Your inadequacies are there up front, and at the beginning you can be a little bit judgmental of yourself, like, wow, I suck at that. Wow, I sound stupid. Wow, I hate my voice. All the typical things that people generally think of when they see themselves on video, they hear themselves talk, or they try to, do anything like that. But over time, you don't get so judgmental about it. You actually begin to improve yourself. Oh, okay, well, I do have trouble. Like, I know what I'm thinking. I know what I want to say, but I just can't say it. It's like when I want to say it, it doesn't come out the way that I thought it was sounding. And by continuing that process over and over and over again, relentlessly, just once a day, you really just become a more efficient, more capable person, an upgraded human being. You know, like these phones, it's like a time capsule, you know? It's like a mirror of yourself. Cause I can look back at old videos of me, I'm like, holy fuck. I'm so much better than I'm so much better now than where I was back then, you know? But I could see where I was like improving. I was like, whoa, the things that like I'm decent at now, or, you know, somewhat better, were things I was pointing at in those videos, the things I was talking about in those videos. So I had it right from the beginning. It was just in its infant stages, right? The seed was just starting to sprout a little bit. And now, a couple years later, you know, if I had been more consistent with this whole process, I'm sure it would have been a lot further down the process. But it's began to actually grow a little bit more. It's, you know, it's like a plant starting to sprout little leaves and smaller branches off of it. So, you know, we still got a long way to go, but I really love the vision that I now have from this style of content. And you know, that's actually a big goal of mine, is to create a community, create a community of people who are doing the same. Because, well, when you have a bunch of people with the same vision, same mission, they can all support each other. But also, what I see, what is possible with this, by creating digital real estate, something that's like so simple. This is just a video. We're talking on a video. There's no editors needed. There's no fancy camera setup needed. It's just an iPhone. There's no anything needed. It's just your ability to hit that record button and begin talking. You get better at time. The more videos you make, the more it takes, the better you get at it. And how I see, like, you become a more, I don't know, a talented human being. And the confidence that I've gained in myself from doing this again and again, it's been, you know, invaluable. And I'm just so appreciative that I started to actually do this. And, you know, I really have a vivid imagination of where it can go in terms of relationships, networking, income, it gives you so much more opportunity in life. When, you know, you can essentially market yourself, who you are, just by being yourself, and market that through a video that's talking online. And, you know, maybe your insights help someone. Maybe your insights, your actions of you doing what you're doing, inspire someone. You know, and that's where the community part comes in, because the more people that I can get to take this path and change their lives and improve like their self-image, their confidence, by being brave enough to hit that record button and practice again and again and again, and to go through the cringe of seeing yourself and being like, I don't like that, and actively get better at that. And you just become a more capable person. And, you know, the more capable you are, the more opportunities you can act upon. You know, they say luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And recording these videos, It's definitely a big form of preparing and brings you many opportunities. So, peace out, guys.